at Hope Island just to launch the third respiratory clinic here in the Gold Coast. I'm joined by Dr. Andrew Weisenberger, who is the head of the respiratory clinic here behind us, and of course Dr. Roger Halliwell, who is the chair of the Primary Health Network here. So first of all, hope everyone has got COVID Safe downloaded on their phone. It's an extraordinary application, and I think it's leading the world in the number of downloads per capita, which is tremendous. And I'd encourage all Australians to download the app as a core part of helping the nation keep itself fit and healthy and safe in the current COVID environment. But it's great to be here to have the third respiratory clinic here in the Gold Coast, and there'll be a fourth clinic opening in Nerang in the coming weeks for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. But it's wonderful. Andrew, in fact, Roger, I might flip to you to talk a bit about what it means for the coast, and then Andrew, what it means for your practice and how it's going to work. Roger.
Respiratory clinics are part of the suite of activities to reduce the risk of patients who are unwell and may have COVID-19 from spreading into other patients. It keeps sick people away from waiting rooms, which may sound counterintuitive, but it is critically important that the rest of general practice continues without exposing vulnerable patients to a nasty virus. This is the third clinic on the Gold Coast. Over 1,000 patients have been seen already in the other two clinics, plus a few here. And as Stuart said, we're looking forward to the Nerang one opening later this week. It's a critical part of the story. Everyone's getting a test because we definitely want to identify all individuals who have COVID-19 so that they can be put through the process of identifying their contacts and reduce the risk to the rest of the community.
Andrew, we'll just talk about your practice.
Yeah, so as Roger was saying, the GP respiratory clinics are a really important community part of the response to COVID, and it's really great to have community located centres like ours opening. So these centres are very safe and accessible for our patients, so not only are they tested at a GP respiratory clinic, but they're also clinically assessed and they're managed, so it's more than just testing, we're actually looking after the patients as well. And of course the message is, if you are in any way sick with even the mildest of symptoms, then you should be assessed and tested.
Questions on the clinic, and then whilst we have the two eminent doctors here, they're happy to talk about anything else.
What's the? Do you want to just jump? What's the turnaround time on testing in a clinic like this?
Usually within 24 hours. It does depend on the day of the week and that sort of thing. In the weekends it's a bit more challenging, and the tests get batched. So if you miss the next batch, then it's got to wait until the next one that goes. So around the 24 hours, occasionally a little bit more.
And is there a fear that as we get into flu season and into the colder weather that we might start to see a bit of a spike in COVID cases?
Well, that's one of the concerns we have, and it's also one of the reasons that we want as many people as possible to have their flu vaccine. If we've eliminated influenza from the equation, it makes it easier to identify those patients who may have COVID.
What are the testing criteria for COVID now?
In this part of the world, it's every single person who walks through the door.
Can you talk us through, with 3 clinics, how many Gold Coasters you'll be seeing each day?
I think the smallest number is 40 in one day. 40 to 60 is a realistic number. They have the ability to scale up with extra staff as they need to. So it's really just a matter of matching supply and demand.
So is that 40 per clinic or 40
per clinic? Yeah.
Tremendous. Thanks, Roger. And I encourage any Gold Coast. The clinic, Andrew, is open here every afternoon, 1 to 5, is that right?
Friday and Saturday mornings.
Monday to Friday and Saturday morning. And if Gold Coasters are feeling unwell, there's 3 respiratory clinics, soon to be a 4th in Nerang. But for the northern Gold Coast, here's where they can come. They can call your practice.
Absolutely. Or book online.
Or book online and come straight down. And I encourage all Gold Coasters to do that. Andrew, Roger, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Any wider questions?
Yeah, I might just get a grab on the announcement about the Crane International.
Is that something which state or territory has downloaded the COVID-19 so far?
I don't. As at this morning, over 5.8 million Australians have downloaded the app, which is wonderful to see. As you know, we can't give a state-by-state breakdown because the Commonwealth has committed not to access the data store in any form The data store is only there for state health officials to do the tracing of the patient.
And is there any work that developers are doing to make the Safe app compatible with the iPhone?
Well, right now the app is available on multiple handsets. Requires an iOS 10 or an iPhone 5 or above to use it. As we know with Bluetooth, the phone itself has some limitations. Release 3 went in Thursday night, and that has improved substantially some of the iOS limitations, working with our colleagues in the United Kingdom to find different ways of making the Bluetooth stronger. Right now, the app works exceptionally well. It works across both Android and Google platforms, and it works whether it's in the foreground, the background, if the phone is locked or unlocked. So Australians can have great confidence that the app is there protecting them. Now, once Apple and Google make changes to their handsets and to their operating systems to increase Bluetooth, well, that will simply make it even more effective.
More than 2,000 people who work in the disability sector took part in the survey, and only one of
Give them a call, if able to, knock on their door. Let's connect them. Well, the Chief Medical Officer made the point that about 18 million Australians over the age of 18 have a mobile phone or device. About 18 million Australians are over the age of 18. 83% have a mobile device, so that's sort of like 16 million, and 40% of that is sort of 6 million plus, maybe 6.2 million. They're the sort of numbers the Chief Medical Officer was talking about. We're already at 5.8 million, which I think is extraordinary for Australians. And I just encourage all Australians, download the COVID Safe app. I think it's highlighted as the feature app on the App Store and the Google Store. It's about keeping you, the individual, and your family safe. Thanks very much, Jim. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you, ma'am. Hello. I can do it.